Hello. Last video that I made, this Linux Ubuntu long-term support full course from novice to expert. The video was about 6 hours and 18 minutes long. However, somehow Zoom, the last 30 minutes of it was just showing up with audio and the VirtualBox interface. It was not showing the terminal. So I'm going to continue this video in continuation of the first part that is already posted. That video, which is now titled on this video, I have titled it. Obviously, the video is everything you need to know, but the title is called Part 1 of 2. So the one that was 6 hours and 18 minutes, and now I have already modified it to part 1 of 2 because I'm making part 2 of 2 since the video was much longer than 6 hours and I had to finish a lot more to it. I'm going to make today part 2 of 2 on that book. So the part 2 of 2 is going to start off from where that video just was showing audio but not terminal, which was about the last 30 minutes of the 6 hours and 18 minutes. So I'm going to just pick up from chapter 5. And let me just go through the interface here first. We already discussed the first part, which was chapter 1 to all the way to chapter 4. And I'm going to just skip all of these things that we covered. The course structure we discussed from chapter 1 through 11 already. But when we get to chapter 4, at the end of chapter 4, I cover chapter 5, and the audio is still there. However, the terminal, it was not showing, and still the terminal Zoom somehow was showing only the VirtualBox interface. So I'm making a continuation of that today. I'm going to skip about me, and because this is on part 1 of 2, I'm going to skip this one also. We did that one on part 1. Everything that I'm going to skip, we already covered these ones on part 1. So you will see that we're moving fast on these slides, and we already covered them. The graphical user interface. So this is kind of like a review what we have covered. The terminal interface, command line, and Unix and Linux history. We discussed those ones. And Linux or Ubuntu installation. So I went and installed the download ISO image using that one. Then I covered chapter 1, which was introduction to Unix, Linux, Ubuntu. And then I covered the Linux basic, which was chapter 2 of the book. And then I covered chapter 3 of the book, which is the Linux intermediate. When I say the book, I'm talking about the direct path to Linux Ubuntu, my book that I went through, and I'm going to show you a little bit more on that book starting chapter 5 today. So Linux Ubuntu advanced level, we discussed that one on chapter 4, and then there's about 8 videos that I showed you that you're welcome to watch those one for more details on chapter 4. And then Linux Ubuntu expert level, we're moving from advanced to expert level. And usually the advanced to expert level is a lot of programming, a lot of shell scripting, a lot of Python, C, C++, a lot of monitoring, a lot of web services, a lot of application, database, and networking. So when you're doing these ones, you're basically helping the advanced level or senior level as an expert person or subject matter expert. So all those ones comes as automation and experience that you have gained over years. And then we are jumping from chapter 5 all the way to chapter 11, or covering chapter 5 through chapter 11. A lot of the advanced topics are discussed, and a lot of the expert level information is discussed there, including chapter 4. But again, it's not just you will watch a 6 hour video or 10 hour video or 2 days of training or maybe 6 months of training or certification program, and you would call yourself advanced or expert. It is all a matter of how much you gain the knowledge through your learning and reading and understanding and practicing it and applying it at work, and then experience and knowledge all together just makes you the advanced person or expert level or even guru level. So the more you know, it's like I was telling you that I have more than 30 years of experience on Unix, Linux, system administration, database, software engineering. My professional degree was Bachelor of Science and Master of Science in Computer Science, and I had at least 8 years of adjunct faculty teaching computer science courses at Computer Learning Center, National University, Cal State Fullerton, and Pasadena City College. But I'm not still kind of saying that I know it all. Everybody has different levels, and everybody learn everything. And then the more you know it, the more people trust you. So some of these knowledge, when the more you help other people, they will believe that, okay, from this level, you have to go to this go-to person. And if you're a go-to person for advanced and senior people, then normally you could call yourself subject matter expert, or the company or where you work on, they give you that title because you earn it through action. Action speaks louder than words. When you perform, people see it, and we cannot hide the sun with just hiding our eyes or just blocking our view. Everybody else sees where the sun is always shining. So if you're a star and you're shining, everybody will see you. So I'm going to go to chapters that we already covered, chapter 1 through 4, and then I'm going to jump in to the last part of this, thanking you for watching, and I'm going to just continue starting on chapter, end of chapter 4 first, and then go to chapter 5 next. But let me just open a browser, and then I believe I can go to www.mywebuniversity.com, and we already discussed everything from chapter 1 through chapter 4, all the way including chapter 11. I showed it, but starting at end of chapter 4, and some of the information was not kind of shown the terminal. So I'm going to cover these parts again here today. And then hopefully the video will not be that long, because these are faster than these other chapters, because chapter 1, 2, 3 were really, with chapter 4 especially. Chapter 4 had 88 commands. Since I had covered this one already, and when I was at pkl command or sof command, the terminal was not captured. It was showing the VirtualBox. But luckily, I have all of these videos. Each one of these videos, there's one row here that I have put the video for you. So you're welcome to watch this video for row 1, this video for row 2, and up to the last video, 8 of 8, and for the last row. This 8 of 8 is covering basically the G core all the way to make. And then we rather just concentrate on the rest of the video. So I'm just telling you that in order for you to follow the first video, which was part 1 of 2 now, if you go to the website on YouTube, this will be labeled as part 1 of 2. So if I just open, let's say here, I open up YouTube channel, you can see that it is already labeled part 1 of 2. So when you watch the video, it is part 1 of 2, but notice it's 6 hours and 18 minutes. At 5:34, we were on the pkl command. The audio is still there all the way to the end, but the terminal and session was not showing, and instead it was showing the VirtualBox interface. I don't know how that happened. Was it a timing on that Zoom had restriction or YouTube? But I'm going to make this video much shorter than the 6 hours or 2 hours even. so we can finish it up at the right timing. I'm going to close this since we don't need it, but we have this other one, and you saw the name is already changed, like here we show part 2 of 2. So as I was going through the slideshow, we already were on chapter 5, part 5 of chapter 5. So I'm going to show you my web university here. Let me minimize these windows, and then on the browser, there's this interface of Zoom is still blocking my eyes, but I can just move it down here and go to my web university here. So we already covered this. I'm going to jump into chapter 5. And chapter 5 is about Unix shell scripting. I already have another video on the Zoom right here, the shell scripting. That's about 2 hours and 47. This is full course, everything you need to know about shell scripting. I have already covered it, including shell scripting on the web. But again, I'm covering this part for chapter 5 to show you what other options I have for you, that you are welcome to use this interface for learning online shell scripting. So all you need is a browser and internet access. And then as long as you have the browser and internet access and the desire to learn, you can learn everything on your own pace. So like right here, the for each .c shell script is the first one that I show you. This is the actual script, that is the source code. As you can see, I wrote it long time ago. It's just for the demonstration. And this is just to show you how the for each statement in C shell. And this is an C shell or true C shell syntax. And then the syntax here, shebang / ben C shell, it's hard coded that it says that C shell has to be installed on the web server on the directory of /ben. But usually you do shebang, use a ben env followed by a C shell syntax. So either way, make sure that that binary is where you want it, and you can have that syntax as well. And this all syntax, I don't want to go through each one of them, but you're welcome to read it and understand. It's very simple. It says for each sports, and then give an array of name of a sports, and then echo the sport name. And then here say that same thing with the characters in numbers. And then here's some fruits for each statement. So when you do this one, you also have an option to run the script to see the output of this one. You just basically click in here, and then it will run the script here, and this is going to give you the output here. So you can run the output. And this interface, I made it possible on my web server, on my cloud, so you can run the script as well as you can learn the command that you know. For example, print working directory. If you want to come in and practice it, uname -a, it will tell you. Or just this month calendar. So it should say October, November. The month is already, and the date is Pacific Standard Time. So it was Pacific Standard Time is 10:31, but Eastern Daytime is November 1st already. So it's 1 o'clock in Eastern Daytime, but Pacific. So when I was saying that it's November, that's what I meant there. You can run that just run everything dynamically. Who does that then? If you just are not logged on in the system, you will not get anything. So calendar 1/90/70 will just give you January 1st. I mean, the month of January for 90/70, which is the Unix epoch calendar, and you can do that one. And if you just say calendar 2023, you will get the entire year. So it just generates dynamically based on the command that you provide. And then some of these outputs are here. So you can run a lot of commands there, but again, you're not able to just create files like certain things I don't want to create. I let somebody create a file and says this is the command is not allowed, or remove something, the files. So any things, if you say rm minus rf star dot sh, you try to do it, I just detected that this is not allowed. So certain things are allowed, certain things were not allowed. So that is this interface. It will prevent the hackers to hack it, but at the same time, it will help students and people that they are learning to just come in on the interface and start learning. So this is the interface for each statement. While I'm giving you this information, maybe you could say, well, this is good. I wrote it already. Let me just, I'm a student, I just copy this interface, then I modify the parts that I need to do so I can practice it on a Unix machine. But if you don't have a Linux or Unix machine, you're welcome to just read it, come here, run it, and get the output here. So you could see it as if you're running in front of a Linux machine. Similarly for this one, fr.sh, this is a if statement, is gonna check for argument that are past $1, $2, and then it's gonna just compare them, whichever number is greater or equal, is gonna just produce the output. And if you if you don't give the output, it give a usage of how to run it. Here's, for example, the same script output here, so you can cut and paste, or you could run it, or you could just come in here, click on the run to compare 10 and 10. Similarly, if you want to compare the same script, you see that some of them or the script was shown again so many times, so you can click any of them and you will see the same script. But if you want to see different output comparing 100 to 200, then it says 100 is smaller than 200. And you will get the same the output that is comparison correctly. So here 1000 and 1000 are equal, so it says it's equal. And then if you compare like 5000 to 499, obviously you will get the right answer here. And then this one is so if you don't give enough argument, and notice, remember the script was saying that if $1 and $2 is not given, then you should give it the example of usage. So that's what the usage function was doing it. And then if you just don't give it to any argument, also it gives it the usage. So in order to show you these two, look at the usage function. So on the usage function, when I'm just reading this one, and then I say if somewhere $pound equal greater than or less than 2. If $pound is less than 2, then give the usage. Otherwise, the two argument was given. $1 and $2 is passed on to the values. Then later on, the values are going to be compared. So here, if a smaller number $h is here, the value that is smaller. This one is not giving any kind of comparison. It's going to just look at which number. The numbers must be hard-coded, and numbers are here, right here is hard-coded. It always compare 5 and 10. It's not getting a $1, $2, and then once you run it, you will get the output like that. And then the C shell, this is the F statement for C shell syntax. So notice that the for each statement is there, but then also the F statement. Notice the F statement on the C shell and through C shell, you have a then syntax and then you have an end F section. For the other one, you just have a F and then a 5 for finishing it. On SH, core shell, and bash, that's the syntax. And then if you want to cut it again, here's the script. So you can cut and paste it on your script. This F statement or such a script, notice this one is since it is in bash or bourne shell, core shell, and bash have the same syntax. So when you're doing an F statement, somewhere here I started the F statement, let's see, right here. If this variable is dash less than, This means less than, and then value dollars and value two, which are passed from this static variables. They are going to be compared, and once the comparison is made, then the statement execute. If that is less than the second value, then this statement execute. Otherwise, goes to else part, and this fi is like end of f. So on the bash, like if you do case, you just reverse the case statement to close it ESAT. And then here F, FI. But the C shell, F and F, and so on. So for each also have a and F. One second, I have to answer a phone. I'm gonna pause the video for a second. Okay, so I was explaining about the F statement, this one, and then here's that, and then the output is here. Is going to say that 5 is small, then that we cover that one. I'm also showing you these videos that are there, and that you're welcome to watch all these videos for chapter 5. Each one of them they talk, and then some of them are like C++ programming for Hello World, and this is Python, and this is also Python. So some of them are like CGI scripting, and some of them are shell scripting, some of them are awk programming. Awk is very cool also, bash scripting. So there's all kind of helpful here. At the same time, this shell scripting for full course will also help you out. So let's go to the next one, which is chapter 6. Chapter 6, we are covering Linux Ubuntu. I'm sorry, Linux Ubuntu Apache web server. And then on chapter 4, at the end of part 8 of 8, I mentioned about the AS, which stands for assembly, LD for linker, and then GCC for C compilers, GNU C collection compilers, and also the G++, which is the C++ compiler for GNU and C collection compiler, and how to make run configure and how to run make, and the whole thing is called the build process. The build process, I showed this one on Apache web server. I download the Apache source code, and I built the Apache web server with APR utils and APR conf and all the other modules that are coming with it. So please watch this full video. It will teach you a lot about Apache web server, whether you're doing it from binary, and then how to start it, Apache CTL, how to stop it, and all that information, detail of it is there. You can also use the systemctl command to do it, as well as just the Apache CTL command itself. And then here are some examples about getting the package information on, was on a Unix Solaris operating system that I was running on a local machine, virtual machine that I did Solaris 11, and I just captured all this information for you to produce the output. Here again is Apache HTTP-D-V option, and then -V here is as example is shown, which shows the server version Apache 2.2.16. The current version is Apache 2.2.57. But this one was done a long time ago, as you can see, 2010. So some of them are the same command is going to be run. It's just giving you a different version. At the time that I did it was 2010 on the Solaris 11 operating system. The Solaris Express 11.4 was the version. SunOS 11 was, I think was 11, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 10. It was 11. SunOS 11 or 11.4. So here we're discussing the next command, which was Apache HTTP D-V, which I already clicked here. And then if you click on the HTTP-help and the -h will tell you the syntax usage for each of these arguments are there, as well as if you look at the virtual host setting, you could see that one. It's giving you, and when you do -s for silent, it says that syntax is okay. And then if you say -t for testing the virtual host, dynamic virtual host, it says syntax okay. And then -s also give you the syntax okay. And then the next thing is Apache HTTP modules. -m is going to give you a list of all the modules that are installed, and -t-d uppercase dump modules is going to list all the modules that are compiled with it. This is list Apache files and directory. This is huge. So all the files and directory that are for Apache that you built, it is that list, and the per modules and .header files and all kind of files. PKG list Apache 2 list is another one. It just shows you list Apache 22, and then here my Solaris is the host name. When I did list Apache 22, it just says name publisher, and then give you the output that Apache 22 is installed. And then also package info on Apache 22 and give you that. And so you're welcome to look at that. Apache search is going to give you this information, search -L, list Apache 22, it will search for it and list it for you. And this is for package verify to see if this package Apache 2 is good. And the consistency check, it's going to check all the packages that came with it. Everything is here. One by one, you can check it. And then sometimes I change mode on the index.html to make sure that it's read-writable by the owner and readable only by others in groups. So that is chapter 6. 7 was the manual pages. So Linux, Ubuntu, for example, come up with 6,500 technical manual pages, but that's only accessible for you if you're on the internet, on the Docker or VirtualBox or VM or the Linux server, Linux workstation, Linux kind of like operating system. So you can run the man command on the followed by this. So I thought it would be very useful if you come on a web server, mywebuniversity.com, and find all these 6,500 technical documentation by just having an interface like this. And you type in the command, for example, pwd, you will get the manual pages for pwd. And then you could just read it, practice it, and everything. If you say, give me a command for printf, that would be section 1 printf. That's giving you section 1 of printf a statement. But if you say, give me a section 3 printf a statement, this would be just a -s3 printf a statement, and this is coming from a standard IOC C compiler. So the printf function, fprintf function, all of those ones are there. On each one of them, I also say, look at the C section. So any related commands at the end of this manual page, you can come back all the way to the bottom. Let me just move it faster here. You can come in and just look at the C section. So any related command is there. Like this is also part of a function calls that is defined in the standard IO.h. So you could say -s at the 3 for this and there. And then for this is going to just show up. And since for this is actually, like here, you can see that similar to scanf and all other one, printf function for that one. This one is also a list of related functions that are there. Notice that when we did the PODIS, it is giving you all these other ones. But here, since PODIS is one of the section, I don't have to say minus S3. I could just say, let's say scanf. Automatically scanf is section 3. It's gonna know this one because on the previous session, I showed you how to, that command is formatted. So let me start the virtual box because I need to also upgrade the virtual box that last time we installed, and then everything is up and running on it. So we could just look at that. Let me get this screen here. And then, in fact, the screen is small. I'm gonna just change my resolution to make it a little bit bigger so we can see it better. I'm gonna go to 150 recommended. And then now I just go back to the virtual box here. Virtual box, now I see the screens are much readable. So if I go on the one that I configured last time, I said, I think I named it Ubuntu something. Let me just look at the bottom. What is, yeah, Ubuntu 2204. And this is the one that we built last time. So I'm going to start that one, 22.4.03. And then that one will start. When you start the Ubuntu, obviously you get this notification, which I don't need to see. I'm going to just log into the machine once it is giving me the interface to log in. So I'm going to use my user ID Wahid, and then I'm gonna type in my secure password. And then if I type it correctly, it's gonna take me there. Otherwise, it's gonna prompt me back again, say that you need to type the password correctly. So let's see if this time it takes it. It took it, and then now I have the interface here. Remember last time I showed you that this system is running Linux Ubuntu 22.04. So let's just open a terminal, and then I'm gonna just do Control Shift plus. And remember this one, if I say cat etc os-release, it was showing that it is Ubuntu 22.04. The code name is Jammy Jellyfish, all that detail. So in order to do the upgrade, I need to be root. And then last time I showed you that by default, this echo $PS1 is pointing to that detail. And so I'm going to just clear screen, CD and dot, or just clear screen. And if I just type in CD, it will take me to my default rather than the desktop. So here I'm going to say hostname, and then that is my web uni, and ID-UN is Wahid. Who am I is also say who minus R is going to say the run level there, and who is going to show that I'm logged on. And then if I say, let's say, get end password Wahid, I will get that one echo $bash, bash. It's going to show that echo $shell is going to show the /bin bash. And last time we went through all of that. So let's clear the screen here. I'm going to do sudo dash and log in as with the password that is for my Wahid, my user. And then now I am root. And so get end password root is going to give me the same thing as $ID-UN. That is going to give me the same thing. Same thing if I do as backtick here. Backtick would be that. Since ID-UN is going to give me root, then I'm typing get end password root by just running either this or that, or just put the string static name. If I want to just run it based on who I am, I could do that one. If I was Wahid, then ID-UN Wahid will return, and then that will be giving a different result. Like right here, say Wahid, and then if I say su-Wahid, now I'm switching user to Wahid. Some people say sudo is super user do. No, it's not super user do. It's switch user do. So whenever you do switch user, you can go ahead log in as another one. Like here, I say switch user do as su, and then here switch user do saying that use the switch user command with dash, meaning root. If I don't give the dash, switch user su is going to say use the account of Wahid. But because when I say dash, it says that run the profile of root. So I'm dropping on the slash directory, slash root directory, which is the default directory for root, right? Like here, echo $home is the root. And then the same thing if I say get int password root, notice that home directory is root, and that is also root. So that's how that is transferred. Now, cat edc os-release, it is 22.04, but if I say apt list, notice how many packages are there. And that was so fast, but let's see, do a word count minus L. Now, how many packages? 8,515 packages. And then notice if I go with the 5 more, how many times I have to press the space bar to go through all of them. So that's 8,000 of all these codes that are there. Look how much of them are there, right? So I'm going to do a queue for quit, and then I just run this command without 5 more, and look how fast it is. There you go, done in a couple of seconds or less than 1 or 2 seconds. You get all list of them, which is about 80,515 packages. So in order to make sure all these packages are up to date, there's one command says apt update. This will just say, go ahead, run the update. It will just go to the system and update it. But you can run the apt update followed by the double ampersand. So now it says 35 packages can be upgraded. Upgraded meaning that I have to do apt list dash dash upgrade, upgradable. So apt list dash dash upgradable is going to just show all these packages that are ready to be upgraded. So if I say apt upgrade, this will upgrade it. But I'm going to do both of them in one shot. Say apt update and apt upgrade. So when you do this one, apt update and apt upgrade is like running this command. So if I say pwd, it gives me only one command. If I say pwd and I say run the date command, it's going to run both of them with a semicolon. So disregard to whether this command is successful or not, it's going to run this other command also. It's like if I just say, let's say I'm just writing something like this that is not a command followed by date command, this semicolon says that run this command. So this command is going to run and says that this is not found. Then the second command is the system command that give me the date that will execute. See, this one command not found because that's not a valid command. Okay, if I want to do this one with the and symbol, same command with the and symbol, since the first one fails, the date command will never run. It will just say command not found and then it stops. This is a short circuit because this command has to be a valid command when I say run this command and also run this command. If this was an or statement, if this was an or statement, that command was an or statement, it would run the date command disregard. It's like as if one of them is true, there's still the value is going to be executed. So like if I say pwd and calendar command and date command, it will run all three of them. But if I say or, so it will just that pwd and calendar command will run. And if I change this one to another or, then only pwd will run. So if you say run the calendar command or date command or pwd command, then it's going to only run the calendar command. That's good enough. If I change this one to ensemble, then I'm sorry. I have to give it space. Right here, notice that it says run the calendar or this command. The date command did not run because this one of these two is going to be true. It ran this one and then also and run pwd. So it ran. So this is important when I'm doing like upgrade, upgrade and update and upgrade. So it's going to say run this command. Since this command is going to find some upgrade, then also run the upgrade. So then I could say -y for yes, and it's going to prompt me. But usually, if you just don't give the information, it will prompt you here. So -y, you could do it not to prompt you here. And then you let it run. So the upgrade is now doing the upgrade. Notice that as it goes there, there's this hashing code that's showing the progress. And this is how you upgrade after your deployment. So how you upgrade your system to the latest and greatest version that's available on the internet. And this one on video number 4, part 404 on chapter 4, I discussed apt-get, apt-cache, apt-config, resources.list. All of those ones are in where the repositories are. And since this is running, I'm going to show you the path just to remind you what I had already covered in the past. And then right here, if I go to etc app directory, there's a number of files here. And one of the files is sources.list. If I say cat -n sources.list, notice the file is huge, right? So let me just exit out of this one, make this window not too big. That's big enough to be prompting you, but I'm gonna also resize it to a little bit bigger. So on the etc app directory, cat sources.list is this file. If I do a cat sources.list with the -n option, you can see it's 50 lines. But notice some of them has a pound, some of them doesn't. The one that doesn't have the pound or the actual repository that's available for me. So in order for me to do that one, I could say, use the grep command and say grep -v, meaning that whatever matches this regular expression that I'm putting with anchor, matching the first character to a pound, don't show that one. Now it's all the files that are there with the first character as that. But notice that it is not the first character. So let me just do the first one that we did without the dash n, because when we do the dash n right here, if you do this one, notice it is happening on the first character. But when you do the dash n, this is no longer on the first character. So I have to do this and say, now show me that. And now you see that it is matching all the ones that, because the number were in front of the dash n. So when I say cat sources.list and then do grep -v, this regular expression of anchor pound, I'm saying that anything that is stored with and the pound and the first character like these don't show them. So these doesn't have it, and these are the ones that are enabled for me to do the apt install and apt upgrade here. And then let's go back here. So this one is already done. Everything, let's just clear the screen, up arrow, and see what does this do. When we do this one, the next time we run it, it says that the following package have been kept back, and then everything upgraded and newly installed. So everything is up to date. And then I could say update, then it's now going to show that the system is up to date. Reading packages, building dependencies. 2 packages can be upgraded, run apt list dash upgrade. So I'm going to say apt upgrade. And then the following packages are there, apt upgrade dash y. And that's it. Everything is done. So now if I say cat etc os dash release, and now the same system, but my packages are more up to date. So I'm gonna say apt list and then word count minus L. It was 80,000 something, and now it's a little bit more, 81,125. So some of the packages that had to be upgraded are all here now. So that's how you know. Another way you could do is you can click on the GUI, Ubuntu software update, and then if you click on the software update, you can install individual packages as well as other ones. So last time I showed that, like for example, HTOP or VEM or GCC. So if we don't have GCC, which we do, you could say apt install GCC. And then it will go through the GCC. Since it's already there, it says the requirements are in there. So I'm going to see what version of Python we have. Python 3, say it is there, Python 3 dash version. So that's 3.10. I can also get to Python 3 by typing Python 3 here. And if I want to run Python, and that was not showing here, when I run this one, that I could make an alias Python is equal Python 3. So now if I just type in Python, it will work. Quit out of this one. You can type in quit, or you could just say exit. And this one is -v, it shows you the same thing. And then Python 3 shows there, because I have an alias Python that I just created, it is pointing to Python 3. So if you do Python version, Python 3 version, or Python, it's running the same code. So let me clear the screen here. We did already Python, and I have a lot of videos for Python as well. I'm not gonna go to Python, and then I'm not gonna go to C, C++, because I've made a lot of videos already. But I'm gonna install a couple of packages while we're here, so you know how to use it. Let's say you wanna just go on the software update, and you wanna just use package that are already there. Notice Falcon is here, for example. If you want to install Falcon, you could do that one. And then you can go on the Explore, or just list of the packages that are already installed here in LibreOffice and other ones that are there for Firefox and GDC and everything. And last time I mentioned from the command line, some of the packages are already on the system. Whether we do apt list, that see all those 81,000 what common 81,125 of them, or you could say snap and list. This is also showing the list of packages that are installed by Snap, which is a container rather than the repository. The repository of apt is much finding the dependencies, but Snap is like something that is containerized, like Firefox, for example, or other ones. So like, let's say if I want to look at Firefox, snap Firefox, then I could just get that one, say that. If I want to get on that package for Firefox info, and then get that one. So there's a lot of packages like PyCharm, Code, Chromium, and other ones that are coming with it. You can install it from the GUI here by just searching for it. And like LibreOffice that is there, you can uninstall it if you want to install it, or you could use it in just the application, or just install it if it is not there. And then this update that we did, notice that because we did the update and upgrade, that says your system is up to date. So if it is not there, you can also come in and do the update here. The software update command, you could run it and just, it comes out from there. If you want to know what is this name of this binary, you can also say top, run this one, and you will see the name of the packages that are coming that is up and running here. You could search for it, or you could just say run htop if you have installed htop. So htop is not installed. Notice that htop is a snap package that I can install, or I could do apt install. Either one of them, you can install it that way. If you want to do apt install and you're doing htop here, it will just do apt install here. Clear the screen, htop now, it is there available. Which htop, it is there. File user bin htop, htop, and then you can see it. App search htop, and will give you the information. App list htop, you could do that. Now, if I want to just uninstall it, notice that it says htop is installed here. I could say app remove htop, and then yeah, go ahead and remove it. Clear the screen, which htop is not there. And this time I'm gonna say snap search htop to see if htop is provided. Yes, it is provided. And then I could say that, okay, this is provided as a snap package. I could say snap install htop, and then that would install the snap container for htop. And once it's that, now snap list htop, it says that it is already installed in the system. Which htop, now notice that this time is a snap rather than use a bin package. So if I say snap /bin htop, the type of it says it's a symbolic link to user bin snap. So file user bin snap is that snap package executable in format. So if I say snap info htop, I could get more details on it. Then you will see that htop is a snap package. It was written by snapcraft.io, htop, and all of that. And then now it is available. I could just type in htop, it will run the command. But because it is actually need a command line, just like regular ones. So let me just say, I could say snap here, and not snap, htop, and then that would run the graphical interface support. When you run that htop from command line with root, that will not be good. So you want to run it as a regular user and then get this one, because that one was requiring a graphical interface for the GUI. Echo $ display here is not set, and then here echo $ display is set, and that's why the htop was there. So if I run an extern, like last time I showed you, dash background, let's call it pound 333, or make it like this color, like this one, I'm going to say 111, background minus foreground, I'm going to say make it white, and then minus font face. Face is New York and short, and then minus font size is 15, and then I'm going to do ampersand to background it. And now notice this is really nice here. So if I say calendar minus Julian, calendar itself, give you, and then say calendar, this month is 10. Right now it's already 11, so calendar, actually, we're still on this one is Pacific Standard Time. That's my local machine, the virtual machine. So I could say calendar 10, 20, 23 is the same thing as cal command, as short. But if I want to get calendar 1, 1970, epoch calendar there. If I want to say calendar 001, 001, then you can see that there's the year 0001. It's a long time ago. So you have all these options that you could do. Last time with XIs, you could run, for example, to just have this XI to configure it. And then at the same time, the XI, if I just do the tab, it is somewhere here and right here. You can just move it around, and then, but however you want to just point the cursor, the eyes is going to look at that one and look down, look to the right, and look to the left, look up, and so on. And then if I close this one, last time I showed you that command like calendar. So if I say xcal, it will run the calc. And then I believe I showed you the pcal command and this one. So let's run the xcalc, and notice these arguments are showing up here. I want to just run it this one and say, no, I don't like to see this warning. So how do I do that one? Let's do this. I'm going to say the xcalc is here. Let me move the X calculator somewhere you can see when I kill it, it's gonna be showing right there. And then, so you can see half of that command here, the rest of here. So I'm gonna say pkill xcalc. Now it killed it. The pkill command is very useful if you want to pass it with a string. But if you have too many of them, you want to go a specific one, like last time I showed you, you have to go to a specific one. So in order for me not to see that warning, if I just do this one and say to greater sign dev null or dev 0, to greater sign ampersand 1, now that this one does not have the ampersand. And if I want to run that one in background, and then start another one in the background. So notice that I have two of them here, right? Two of them, and then if I just run one more, third one, now I have three of them. The minute I just use the pkill calc, it will just find all three of them, and they're all gone. They all got killed. But what if I just say kill only a particular one? Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing here, a two method with awk and knock and command line, as well as the pkill command as well. The pkill is just disregard to how many you have, it will kill all of them. But if you want to just say only identify the one that I want to delete, so let's say I go here, open two of them, and then on this one I say PS minus EF grep minus I xcalc, and then grep minus V grep. So let me just move this screen a little bit bigger. That way you see the command. So here what I'm doing is showing the two commands that are running. Notice these are the process. If I want to just only kill the second one, then I have to say kill minus 9 and then provide the process ID of 3383. Now it's I'm sorry, 33 3 threes rather than twos. And then that will kill that one. Now, this time when I run it, the first one is still up and running. So I have one calc for program, which is right here, that one. If I just want to kill that one also, then I have to say kill -9 on that process ID. So if I just say kill -9, 3, 3, 3, 8, 2, that will kill that one. This is similarly, if I just clear my screen here, and then since those ones were terminated, I want to just start one more time. And then this time I'm going to say, let's just run more of them. So I'm going to have these ones piled up here. Let's say I have a couple of them here, 3 and then 4 and then 5 of them. So notice here, I could just kill all of them just by pkill xcalc. But before this pkill command was provided, you have to write it either to just kill all of them or just kill a particular one, which I showed you. But if pkill was not provided on a previous session, this is what I would do. Say, run the command here, grep it, it shows all the 5 of them. Now, when it shows all the 5 of them, now the process ID of all of them are listed on the second column. So if I want to just get only the process ID, then I say awk print $2, and then that would give me all of that. Now I just say while read PID, now do, I'm going to say echo killing and $PID now. So this one will say that one and then say kill -9 $PID, done. So this statement, it just gets the argument of all the process ID first, pass it on to this while read the PID. Once I have the variable PID, have these 5 values, then I go within a do statement, a done, and within do done, I do a kill -9 and also echo this. So between do and done, you can all have a lot of different statements. If you want to run a timestamp, you want to do echo, you want to sleep, you want to just run a script, anything is option. So that's the part that you just do. Now all of those ones are done. And then when I come back here, notice that if I press enter, it says that all of those processes are killed. So you have option of doing all of them there. This time, if I just spawn 5 or 3 or whatever, and then I just do this, and let's say I do 3 of them is good enough to just demonstrate. So I'm gonna just say, run this up arrow command here, and then it just shows 3. So in order for me to kill all of them, which are these 3 here, I could just say up arrow here, and that's the 3 now is gone. And then says killing all those 3, and it says the process ID of them that it was showing here, it killed it. So that is good news. And then also you can come in here and press enter here, it will say those 3 were terminated or killed, as you can see here. And if I don't need this session, I can close it. Remember the X term that I used here. Okay, so the one that the X term here that I do this one, I could just also run the same X term command with different colors options that I want to open. So if you just say X term -BG, let's make it white color, pound. You can use these numbers, or you could just type in white minus background black minus, if you don't want any font or anything, it just does that. And notice that if I wanted background white and foreground black. You don't have to put it in the same order. As long as you pass the flag, you can specify what you want to do. And here you are just running those ones and the commands you're doing it. So if I just want a different, after I did this one, well, white on white would not do any good. So I have to say foreground black and then background white. Now this is there. Now I type in the command here and then exit out, it will just do it. If I want a larger size, font size 15, then I'm going to do that one. Now it is there. But at the same time, let's say size 20, and then the size 20 is not changing it. So in order to change the size, you have to give a face value of the font. So New York is a good one, and you can see it is huge. Okay. So postname CTL, we covered those ones also. And then the grep and egrep and other ones we also covered. So I'm going to jump back to, this is already covered. Go back to this menu. And we were showing you this interface. So a lot of these commands are already there for you to do it. And then the other thing that I want to see is one more item. Since it is already on the GUI, let's install a Python module that is not there. So I'm going to just say on Linux Ubuntu, for example, if I go back to the virtual box here, I want to make sure that this thing doesn't happen again. I am sharing a screen. Okay, so right here, if I go back to the show and I see this one, and then right here, clear screen, I could say pep list. It's not going to show that one, so I'm going to say apt sudo apt install Python 3-pep. That would install the pep. So I can use pep to just see the Python packages and then say yes here. Clear screen, which pep is there. Pep list is showing you the packages that are currently there. Pep list and then grep -i request. So request is already there, but if I just look for NumPy does not by default comes with it. So it's not there. So I have to say pep install NumPy. And then once I install a NumPy, then I can use the NumPy. So notice here it says successfully installed NumPy 1.26. So if I say the same thing, grep NumPy, now it says 1.26. Again, if you say pep -v, the version of pep itself is going to show because we have that version. And you can see 3.10. For Python 3.10, the version of pep is 22, but the Python NumPy is there. So in order to use Python 3, and then you just say import NumPy as NP, now NP is available. So if I say type of NP, you can see it's a module, Python module. And if I do a dir of NP, is all the modules are available there. And then if you are looking at all these functions and modules and properties and attributes, all of them, double underscore method and magic method, all of these ones, I have at least 6 videos on Python that just only show NumPy module. So please watch those ones for details on it. And then let's just see if Jupyter Lab is here. So in order to look at that one, you could say, let's say Jupyter. I'm going to say which Jupyter -lab. It is not showing, so I'm gonna say, let's install it. Say pep install Jupyter Lab. It might be just the Jupyter no space, yeah, no space dash lab, Jupyter Lab. On the command line, sometimes it's like Jupyter dash lab, just it is not as consistent depending on which platform you use it, Windows, Linux, Mac. So here we have which Jupyter Lab is not there, but which Jupyter dash lab is Jupyter. Let me just make sure that I did not write it on Jupyter Lab, Jupyter dash lab. Okay, so I did install it here with this. I'm gonna say um, um, app install Jupyter Lab. Okay, Jupyter dash lab, which Jupyter Lab. The name is a little bit confusing with dash or let me just look at it again one more time. Sorry. Pep installed Jupyter Lab. This says could not find a version, and then this one found the Jupyter Lab without the space. It found it. Little screen. See if the permission is the issue. And so you put sudo in front of it to see that the Jupyter Lab gets installed. Yeah, I think was the problem. Or maybe it is still an issue, but install a root on this one, permission, and Jupyter Lab. Okay. But install, I'm gonna try one time this one to see if the package name is, we have to read the output of these one to see what's going on. Already satisfied. Okay, if it is satisfied, what is the binary? Jupyter. Maybe it is just the Jupyter. So apt list grep minus I Jupyter. I'm gonna just try Jupyter, yeah. So it's Python 3 Jupyter is the name of the package, and that is there. Python 3, and then they have client of it. Python 3 Jupyter apt. I'm gonna try this one with sudo apt install Python and 3 dash Jupyter and apt install Python 3 dash Jupyter. That is not finding it. Apt search. Okay, so there's console as core. Core is the one that has all core common files, and that is there. Last time I remember I installed this one, core. So Python 3 dash Jupyter dash core dash core. Okay, for the Jupyter Lab, you have to do on Ubuntu. It is apt install Jupyter Lab, which I did already. It says the requirement is already met. So in order to do that, now I have to search for Jupyter itself, which is the binary that you're doing it. And when you do Jupyter itself with dash dash help, it tells you some of the arguments with the lab and everything. All those options are here. So in order to spin it off, we just say Jupyter and Jupyter and then space lab. It will just start it, and it will start it on port 8880. And then right here it is the port that is running. Jupyter Lab will spin off, and then we're already up and running on it. So on that one, if I just want to go to use the Python instant here that is there, and if I want to change the setting for the terminal under the theme, I could get the darker one like this, and the darker looks nicer. So I could just say, okay, that's good. Now let's say a percentage. If I just say aliases and then aliases and then just run it, and then let's do percentage. Unless ls magic. I can hardly see that ls magic, and then run that one. It will just show the modules, and if we click on each one of them, the list of the cell or the line that are that's magic. Percentage alias, you will get all the aliases. So on that one is like percentage or the dir or something that you run it, you can run the directory and then you get the list. If you do dir here, and then you just get the directory. And if you just want to use a for statement, you say for item and range of let's say 100 f item mod 10 is equal 0. So if you do that one, let's see, I'm gonna say item is equal, I'm gonna create a list comprehension item for item and item. Let's try this one, say x, shorter for typing it, x for x and range of this one, do this one, and then I'm going to close it. Then I say print x. That would just do the information. So it's a little bit too small. X for x is in a range of and then here that would be the right syntax, I believe. Let me just correct that. I'm gonna just type in here. First, let's say I'm gonna write a list here. I'm gonna create a list of a list comprehension. X for x and range of 100, and then just run that one to see if that one is going to do the syntax correctly. Yes. So I did it, and now I'm gonna say print x. Sorry, it's very hard to see the characters. I could change the size somewhere here in the setting. Was it under view maybe? Yeah, under view, increase something here. I forgot where it was. Appearance. Yeah, appearance, and then They make it so hard to just find that. If you don't use it every day, you forget where the tab was to increase it. Anyway, I don't need to use too many of them. I could just blindly type the command correctly. So here I could just say, for example, if I say fx module 10 is equal 0, then only give us smaller numbers. And then now I run it, it's get that way. And then if this is not equal 0, so that is the odd numbers, then you could get those numbers that are not equal to 10. Remainder is 0. So that numbers is going to print all the odd numbers. And then something like 12 is also even number. So depending on what we're doing, if we just say divide by 2, and then then it's all odd numbers. So you could do that one. But here we want to run a couple of operating system command also. Like for example, here I'm on a Linux machine. I could say import OS and then say os.system and then say let's say uname -a. Run the uname -a command, and then that will just give you the operating system. And if you say run the ls-l command on that directory, and then also run a couple of more commands also here. So say run pwd and this one, and then also run the calendar command like earlier we were doing it. So you can run multiple commands in one shot. And you can go with the for statement and so on, but I'm not going to just go extensively on one thing because I have made a lot of videos already here. You're welcome to watch them. And then here, if you just close this one, say, no, don't terminate it, go open another one. On the console, you can have the Python 3, as well as if you go down here, let me just see if I could. Yeah, so here terminal, you can actually type in Linux commands here, the same command that you do this one, and you could write your Python code or just get into Python interpreter by Python 3, and then say run the for statement, say for item and there of these objects that are there, and say print item. So you could run that one and it says there. You could do a lot of things in here. You could just do calculation, and if you want to do multiplication, you could do. If you want to just say print 10 module 5, that's there's 0. That's there. If you say mod 3, there's 1. So you could do all kind of different calculation, as well as import, for example, a math module, and then say math.py is getting the value of it. Math dot square root of let's say 49, and then math dot power of to the power of 10 is 1024, and so on. Let's see, what is it? Math dot power. I must have typed something there inaccurately. Let me just say os.system, and then I'm going to clear the screen here. Clear the command is clear screen. So os.system. Did I import already OS? No. Import os.system, and then clear the command. You could do that one, and instead of this math, I might have said math. Let me just say import math, and then math.pow of to the power of 10. That should give you 1024, and it does. And this one is the power of 20 is a larger number. So I'm going to exit out of this one also. And then do you have all kind of options under these tabs and around the other ones? Also, there's a list of markup and other things that you could do. I'm gonna exit out of this one. So if you say file and say shut down, this will be shut down, and then I don't need the Firefox also. I'm going to close it, and then now here on the part that where I stored the Jupyter Lab, it already finished, and I'm going to close these ones. We did enough on this information. I'm gonna go back to the video session of it. And then in order to shut down this one, I could just say, okay, everything is looking good. I'm going to, I could come in here, say power off or log out. There's a number of ways you can do it from the GUI as well as the software. And then if you want to install software from this, you can come up, or you can use application, list of all the application, the packages and file managers, all of these are all available for you. There's a lot, I have other videos that I've already shown to you, and shutting down all of these ones are here. I could also say, open a terminal here and just use the shutdown command or power off command. Since I did it, I'm gonna do power off. Since nothing else was running, I powered off there. You could do shutdown -H now, or log out first and then power off next. That would be also done. So the Jupyter Lab information that I was showing you, I checked a little bit on it. The name, I found out that they're using Jupyter instead of, on the Windows, they're using Jupyter Lab. So depending on which you do, if I say Jupyter, it is also available here with this Jupyter Dash Lab, or maybe Jupyter Lab. Yeah, so that on Windows is consistent. So if I just want to run Jupyter Space Lab here, I could provide it, and that will be larger screen size, and then everything is good. So I don't have to worry about the display how this. And notice here, everything is good, and then I can just go to the terminal. Notice that on Windows, when you go here on this and you say import OS, and then say OS let's say name, just if you want to run os.name and you just click on run here, run the cell, it says it's empty. On the Linux side, it was saying POSIX if I did print it here. So now if I say import OS, which we did already, I could say os.system, and then I could say run the directory command, because that is a Windows machine. It will just run the directory command, and the output is nothing, is going to show 0. But if I just say, okay, what directory I am at, I could run the, let's say, set command to see all the environment variable, see if that one, all of this one is showing 0, which is not accurate. So let's just see why is that the case. So if I just open a terminal here, and then I say, go ahead to terminal, now I drop off on PowerShell. If I say Python 3, I am on Python, say import OS, and then say os.name is going to say NT. At the same time, I'm going to say os.system, and then run the directory command, for example. It gave me the output. The other one was showing just if I do the same thing with the set command, it will give me output of all the set command. And if I do a pipe and find a string, then /I and look for the profile, string profile, then it's going to show all the matching things with profile. And so user profile If I'm just only interested on the user profile, which is going to be user Wahid, it will just show that one. But remember here, it was not showing. So you can use another module, dir of OS. For example, it shows here, if I run dir of OS here, you can see one of the function is called pipe open or process open. So the p open is going to open a pipe. And then in order to do that one, we could say stream is equal os.p open, and then just say the directory command that we were looking at. So I'm going to say dir here, the command, and then now say output is equal stream.read function, and then print output. This should run the same dir command, but it's a little bit longer, except that this time it works within the cell, and it doesn't give you the 0 that was the other one was doing it. So here we can do it also inside the cell, we could do it. Remember when I was doing within the cell, I was saying os.system, and then run the dir command, it was just saying 0. And that was, yeah, it was saying 0. But with pipe open, when I did it, you can see that it actually opened the dir command, open a pipe, and then put it into a stream, and then read the stream, and then read it. Okay, so that's a way that you can do it within the Jupyter Lab from the command line on Windows. So I'm going to shut down this one, and then I'll say, yeah, go ahead, shut down this. Server stopped. That's good. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this, and then on the command line on the Windows, it's already shut down. So we're on chapter 7. So I'm going to jump in back to chapter 8. We covered all these commands, and then there's 6,500 commands that I'm giving you a list of them. You can just always work on the rest of them. So let's go to, we already went to chapter 6, and we already finished chapter 7. Let me move this one away from here. Okay, chapter 8 is about Linux Ubuntu manual pages in PDF format. There's section 1 through section 9, and I put it all in a nice format for you. These PDF files are not available if you just log into a Unix or Linux machine. They're normally in text format, and they're not available on the internet for you unless you just go to a web server for a company like Linux Ubuntu or Red Hat or something. But I wanted to just have one shop place for you that you could come and read all of this PDF file for free on my website, and you just see these thousands of files as I am going through each of these sections. You can see they're available by the section, and this is section 9, for example. If you click on the command, it will just go open up that command, and it will just show you the entire thing in PDF format. At the same time, I give credit to my book, which I wrote this thing, generated all that one within Python programming. I use the FPDF Python module, as well as Python programming language, as well as the Linux manual Ubuntu documentation that was available. And then I put them all together in PDF format and brought it out into this nice table. For each command that you click, you get as many commands outputs are there. So for example, if you are looking for GCC, and then you can see the GCC, it says Control F, and you say, how many are there? 14 of them. So if you look at GCC 0.1, let's say 0.1, then it's gonna just go specific to the one that you want, and then you just open it and you click on it there. Similarly, for if you're looking for Control F and G++, the C++ compiler, you search for that one and you can see here there's one of three. And then right here, G++1.pdf is the main one. And if you just move this sidebar to see how many, 552 pages long. So all of the PDF file, I made it possible for you on the internet. All you need to just come in and visit my website and just bookmark the main page. And then all of a sudden, you have thousands of files available for you. And you're welcome to read and understand and memorize and start coding and enjoy your life. So let's go to the next one. So if I go back to this one and go to chapter, we already covered chapter 8, the Ubuntu. Now we're going to go to chapter 9, the C and C++ header files. For C and C++, all the files like standard io.h or something, if you look at the standard io.h, and then right here is the header file. So you can see that this is a very nice way to just provide you that one. Like if you want to see Control F stream.io, or actually IO stream, input output stream, input output stream, that is for C++. So you can see all the header files on the details of that one there. And then any other ones, like if you look at the queue, this one is there, C++. So any one of them that you click on the utility, it will just give you the header file information. So if you're a C++, this would be a very nice place to visit and start learning. The next one is chapter 10, the Linux Rocky. So similar to Linux Ubuntu, I also did Rocky, and this is about 11,000 files, all in PDF format that I made it available, and Rocky Linux and free PDF and all of that. It is available for you here. So if you're looking for Python, for example, you just search for Python 3 and then Python 3.1. It shows up here and then you just start reading. Okay. Similarly, this is also section 1 through section 9. And then the next one is, we did the Rocky, I believe, already. Yeah, we did the Rocky already. And then the last one is Red Hat. For Red Hat also similarly, I made this about 12,000 PDF files. And then all of that is also available. And then you can see the image. I give credit to Red Hat manual pages, as well as Python programming language, as well as free PDF library, and as well as my web university, which is my website. And I put all of them on my website with very nice formatted table that I wrote in Shell and Linux and cascaded style sheet HTML stuff that I printed this one, and you click on them, you just start learning. So if you go on the main page, you could go on this one. Whenever you're on chapter 2 through 3, 4, you are also provided with this information at the bottom of each page that it says that if you want to see the Linux technical documentation, you visit this all_PDF. And then for that one, I have this all_PDF files. That's about 32,000 files on PDF format, whether it's Linux Ubuntu or Linux Red Hat or Linux Rocky or Windows 11 PowerShell or Windows 11 Help, I have them available. So the one that you already saw, that this one was 12,747 for Red Hat, and then 11,498 for Rocky Linux. And they're all given a nice format, and the same thing with the table, and it tells you the version of Linux Ubuntu, which we are discussing it on this one. So if you click on any of these ones, the PDF file will just give you the manual page technical documentation. Some of them are 2 pages, some of them are 100 pages. It's up to you. When you have time, learn it at your own pace, and then start helping people in your community. And with that in mind, I'm not going to go to the PowerShell and other stuff as well, but I know that that's available, and then Windows is there. For Windows, I even have the audio file for that one, so you can click on it and start reading.
Compares the contents of 2 files or sets of files.
You can pause it.
It displays differences in ASCII.
So you can do anything it's like under your control here. And then I would think that that's it for this video. The session, like I mentioned, you have to come in on the website and then just start watching the video and learn from it. And then whatever question you have, make comments so I can help you further. There's thousands of videos that I have posted. There's more than 66,000 technical documentation on my web university, as well as 32,500 some PDF files. So altogether, there's a lot for you to learn. It is not going to end in 1 year or 2 years. If you want to be an expert, it always takes commitment, dedication, perseverance from your side, as well as the websites that you visit, the training that you get. Every one of those ones could count. And God bless you all. Love and peace to the entire humanity. I hope the war and everything else stops. I hope we have ceasefire, because we need everybody to be treated equally important. Everybody lives matter. We all have to have love and peace. Peace and love, everything is mutual. You have to show respect and love to humanity in order for the humanity to survive. We need to help the children to get educated. We need to support them. They need our help. 2-year-old kid that is killed, whether it's on the Palestinian side or Israeli side, those are innocent people. You cannot just say a 2-year-old person or 1-year-old person is Hamas or Israeli kind of idea for something. You just have to love all the kids equally and treat them all equally. And people like Netanyahu that is corrupt, those ones should be identified. They should be prosecuted in the court of law. They should be punished for killing so many innocent people on a daily basis, and they still get away with it. Why? Whether it's Hamas or Netanyahu, they all are killers. They're all committed crimes against humanity. Humanity should be loved and cared and respected. God bless you all. Take care. I hope we have peace around the world. Everybody, and support your family, loved ones, and take care of yourself and your friends and communities and countrymen, and help everybody and around the world, around humanity. Don't just think, oh, because of our differences, we should not be loving each other. No, we love each other because God created us different, and that's a judgment for God. Who are we to judge each other for our differences? Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.